appropriate that we're wearing these wizardy robes with the hoods because we're reviewing Trine 3 Artifacts of Unlimited Power. It's developed by Frozenbyte on the Frozenbyte Engine v3.0. You can pick it up for around $22 of your particular currency. You might have grabbed it on sale when it came out earlier this week with the Steam Machine launch. But what is it? Trine 3, The Artifacts of Power, is a platforming game of action, puzzles, and Death Procession, and the sequel to the award-winning Trine and Trine 2 reunite with 3 heroes in an all-new adventure now for the first time in Death Perception. And, of course, with all these CHAIRQUISITIONs, we have the CHAIRQUISITION. Right. Next, 1 chair means that it's garbage, 2 chairs means that's crap, it's meh, 3 chairs means that's pretty good, 4 chairs means that's amazing. And I've been doing this for 3 years now. You think I get it right for once. We also have our categories of doom mixed with the working shiny sounds, controls, and fun. So let's kick this off. Ven, was it powerful on your system?
With much powerful. Over here in Finland with the 1404 Ubuntu LTS 980 powered 4K displayed Octo-ishes Core 8150 AMD GPU of the business system. I'm going to say, where 4K support, Bran? Where? It's not there. It's just not a thing. JMan isn't like some moon like 2100.
No, it's just 4 times 1080p. That's
no, I mean like resolution options. It like maxes out at like not even 1440.
No, it maxes out at 1900 by 1200.
Okay, I mean, but then again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't worry about that because it doesn't matter since at 1080p with a 980 it can go anywhere from 24 to 113 FERPs right in your face organ for fuck and all reasons. It genuinely can. Doesn't matter. I mean, there's no logical explanation for it. It just happens. However, it does launch in less than a minute from 2 SSDs in YOLO RAID. I know what you're thinking. Then it's kind of ridiculous. And I'm like, hello, person who just called me ridiculous. Have you played Trine 1 and Trine 2? That's called progress, son. Because those can take infinitely longer. Nothing is genuinely broken. I can't hit it at you. I kind of want to because there's a very laughable experience I had with it. Got in the game, we picked up the game for the crew. First time I played it, and I was playing as the knight, Captain Beerbelly.
Pontius, yeah.
Pontius. And my first genuine experience with that was I hit W, and it froze. So he just ran off into the 3D and fell off the edge of the map and died to death. And that was a true story. Not reproducible. So I'm going to give it 4 chairs.
Yeah, I mean, the Trine screen of Nope, like the configuration dialogue, has always been a pain point for me just because it's so dumb. Why can't you just put that in the game? Everything else is configurable through the in-game menus. It just seems a bit excessive. But if you launch Trine 2 at full screen while your desktop is in 4K, the game will scale up to 4K, and it'll still be 1080p, but it will consume the entire monitor. Trine 3 will just completely nope 3/4 of my monitor and take up one 1080p fourth at the fucking bottom left, which is completely asinine. And better yet, it fucks up big picture mode so that big picture mode will be stuck in that little corner as well. So that's dung a chair. Everything else works fine, but come on, Frozenbyte. That's you had it working in the previous games. Why isn't it working now? 3 chairs.
Did you play it on?
Oh yes, I played it on the in the NVIDIA GTX 980 i7 6700K running Fedora 2264-bit Skylake. Yeah, with the Steam controller.
Oh, super sweet. So that's 3 chairs.
3 chairs.
All right, so over here I tried to play it on my Steam box, and the first thing I saw was the launcher, and I was like, yeah, we're having none of that. Press the home key on the Logitech F310, close that game, installed it on the Amiga, and yeah, it was all right. The launcher, like Jordan already mentioned, is, well, it's kind of lazy at this point. Everything else works just fine if you configure it through the in-game options, so why can you not have resolution and anti-aliasing
Well, I guess,
and
P-Man, what
everything
you're
else.
trying to say is, I mean, it's useless with a Steam controller on a Steam box.
Yeah,
No, well,
without a Steam
I mean, like,
controller
the
on
menus
a
do work with a controller. They've been
custom-built
doing that
Steam
since Trine
box,
2.
It's useless. Yeah. But yeah, on my end, when I installed it on the Amiga with the FX 8370E and the GTX 970 Strix with 16 gigs of RAM, loading off of the YOLO RAID, just like then, it ran out of the box. It took around 20 seconds to load, which, coming off of the YOLO RAID, that's pretty bad. But again, I can't really ding it a chair for that, so 4 chairs.
All right, so that's 3 chairs to mix with working. Up next is the shiny and the sounds. Ven! Did it shine? Did it sound?
It's the Trining again. No, man. Carl, you don't sit. It's Trine, even with the 3D sauce. I mean, we're normally accustomed, if you play Trine 1 or Trine 2, I mean, I'm surprised some people don't know that the levels, I mean, that's why I always had that, like, funky aesthetic style to it, because it was all rendered in 3D. You just had a locked 2D camera for it. And it kind of gave it that brilliance. Maybe they didn't render the other side of the characters or some shit like that. But in full 3D sauce, it will still crush your eye pussies right into the back of your eye socket organs. The same colorful world with the same fantastic amazeball soundtrack. I mean, it is absolutely brilliant. And I want to give it an extra chair for the Daleks. If you play the game,
Exterminating!
if you play the game, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't played the game, just wait till we get to Trine 3 and you'll definitely find that out. Very audio, video, it's just very satisfying. Very much Trine. I mean, it's pastel all the fucking things. So, yeah, 4 chairs. I don't normally throw that business down for shinies and sounds, but it's a Trine game. Even in 3D, they managed to pull that off. I'll give them that.
Well, I mean, it does look good, and the pre-rendered cutscenes are a nice touch, and the soundscape, voice acting, and whatnot is all consistent with what we've seen in previous Trine games, which is all well and good. The thing is, with this new engine sauce, it doesn't really look all that different from Trine 1 or Trine 1 Enchanted Edition or Trine 2. I mean, they updated the costumes for people, and everyone looks a little different to better reflect what they show in the pre-rendered cutscenes. But, like, in terms of backgrounds and enemies and whatnot, it looks pretty much the same as Trine 2. I didn't see too much of a difference. So, it gets 3 chairs, doesn't get 4 because it's not really pushing anything, but it still makes with the pretty, so good on it for that.
And, well, around here, I have to say that the voice acting and the background music was still on par with Trine 2 and Trine Enchanted Edition.
Same composers, same voice actors. So.
Yeah. So it's definitely on par. Very good job on them for that one. No complaints. The one complaint that I have, and I would actually give this game 4 chairs, weren't it for the fact that when the physics start fucking up, the jittering and general nonsense that come with it they just break whatever immersion I had at that point. It's completely nonsensical. I'll get to it further in the fun section, but for now, I'll have to give it 3 chairs.
All right, that's 3 very jazzy chairs. For Shining Sounds, up next is Control, and this is where it starts to fall apart. Tell us about it.
Let's give it the beans. What can only be described as morbid curiosity, because this is like my unicorn platformer game. All other platforms, I insist to be able to play it with a controller. I don't know, maybe because, Trine 1 came out so early, with SDL 1.2, we didn't expect controllers. I just learned how to play this game, kind of like P-Man. We just play it with a keyboard and gerbil. But, out of said morbid curiosity, I tried to play it with the X-Clone controller, and one thing I noticed when I set that option, it was like reduce input lag, and I was like, why would that ever be needed? Then I go to the map, and I was like hitting, it was like barely moving. I was like, nope, we're done with that, out. Not going to happen anymore. I gave up on that business. But the only thing, I immediately switched back to keyboard and gerbil, but the only thing that allows for is better precision when you're getting yourself killed to death. That's about it, yes. This is a 3D game with a locked 2D camera that moves around when it all fucking wants.
Yep.
But you know what, Brian? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to drop some knowledge into your face organ. What would this simple little thing would have unfucked this game? We don't need full camera control for this game. This should not be difficult to unfuck in this particular game. We need just 20 degrees of camera control for left, right, up, and down. Just so we can kind of like, am I going to jump to my death? Maybe, maybe not. You can't really tell when playing it, but trust me, I mean, if you're watching the produced review version of this, you're seeing us doing exactly.
Running around like crazy.
Running around like idiots, I think, is the proper
Control's not completely busted. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give it 2 chairs, simply because there is no way outside of experimentation, not that there's anything wrong with that, to determine whether or not where you're going to land and get killed to death.
Yeah. So, I mean, like Vince said, 3D platforming with no camera control is equal to rubbish. I tried futzing around with the PlayStation 4 controller because I had a workable config in Trine 2 and Trine 1. It's still rubbish. Keyboard and mouse is a little bit better, but my brain can't platform. But lo and behold, on Wednesday, I was able to pick up this guy, the Steam controller, the Steam Sauce, the Areola controller, and it kind of works for most characters except for Amadeus the Wizard, because god damn it, trying to maneuver boxes using twin sticks is just
hilarious.
It's hilarious nightmare fuel. My god, it's just pretty fucking bad. Yeah, no, just a little bit of camera control would be nice, because then you can actually tell where the hell you're jumping. Hashtag falling tear death, waiting for Pedro to resurrect me, and they're all like, no, we're just gonna have to watch this.
True story.
So, true story, yeah. There is no audio for the recording. I really regret that we didn't
I'm not
capture
saying that we were
'cause-
actively trying to jump over Jordan's body, not to resurrect him.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll give this 2 chairs. This thing lives or
Whoop,
dies
2
on
chairs.
camera control, and it's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, the Death Procession. You may remember that from last week. I genuinely can't process how many times I've died, because I thought a given platform was at a certain depth when it was actually like 3 feet the other way. Keyboard and gerbil controls are fine.
That had to have
They're
been
about,
especially hard for you, because your eyes are all fucked up on top of everything else.
yeah, I mean, I usually use the glasses.
Uh-huh.
So
You should really just poke your eyes out. Be done with it.
Keyboard and gerbil controls are about as tight as they were in Trine 2, so that's fine. Unfortunately, while the past games were 2.5D, like fully 3D rendered and 2D playing field, this one is fully 3D with 0 when it comes to camera control. You want to pan that camera around to see if the jump you're thinking of making is actually going to land properly? Yeah, sorry, that's not going to happen. So for me, it gets 2 chairs.
All right, so that's 2 chairs for controls. It really should be 1, but the controls actually do somewhat work. And finally, our subjective category, fun. Ben, you beat this thing, so would you say it's enjoyable from start to finish?
I beat this thing like a red-headed step organ. Unfortunately, it quickly becomes go back and hunt down all the trineangles you missed. The game. Seriously, the only thing keeping this critter from being 2 arms long. That's it. Trine is about puzzle solving, not collecting equilateral trineangles, hashtag puns. 8 achievements are even based on collecting said trineangles. Trust me. And the puzzles, we always like the puzzles. I mean, if you've watched our Trine Again series, I mean, we've been like, damn it, we'll get squad wiped before we even figured out a puzzle. But Trine 3, They're so simple, even an arch user can do them. It's that. Then we also have to address the fact that there are no power-ups in this. You know, not like in Trine 1 and Trine 2, especially, where you can gain power-up points. You can get the flaming sword, the throwy hammer,
or the
planks.
Yes.
Exactly, and all that. But that's just the tip of the Heisenberg, ladies and gentlemen. Because the unlimited lives, this is it. I mean, it's, okay, well, I die. Oh, just pick another character, run over here, and then everything's all resurrected. That caused me to take a lemmings approach to collecting the trineangles. It wasn't like, oh, well, how do I get up there and be safe? I was like, YOLO, yoink, die, run over, recollect character, as dumb as balls. Now, I beat this in 8 on, so we picked this up on sale, but it's normally, what is it, $19.99?
It was on sale for 10.
Right, and we bought a 3-pack, but at $19.99, that breaks down to 2.49 wet stinkies per enjoyment unit. And in all fairness, we could have checked Trine, the original Trine Enchanted Edition, in 10-ish?
Yeah, around 10-ish hours.
Somewhere. And everyone was like, well, you know, cut them slack then. I was like, this is, you know, it's a finished game. I remember when this came out of early access, reading the forums, because it wasn't in Linux beta. Now it's finally in, you know, its full form. But even before it was in Linux beta, immediately after it came out of early access, everyone on the forums was like, what? No, this game's not done. What the hell are you talking about? There should be like, we've all beat it. And here's the example of how one finished it. There is a crouching stealth mechanic built into Trine 3 that is never fucking used. It's in the game. You can do it. You will never.
I think it was once, and because you had to crouch under a door.
You could probably have swung over it, son, with a different character.
Probably.
I'm just saying, that whole thing is built in there. Then we get to how it fucking ends. Because I beat it. You get to this and you're like, oh, you know, this last spinny, circly thing of like, okay, YOLO. You jump in there, you run, and like, oh, plant monster. And it's like, oh, look, mini boss type thing. And I sorted that and it's like, out, piece. You've collected the first piece of the Trine. All right, so the other people bitching about it apparently weren't lying. However, I'm going to have to give it a bit more fun organs than the rest of our motley crew, because if you can get it on sale, it's not too bad. But I think I'm thinking of a bit sideways, because we do a Try and Again series for our Patreons, patreon.com/LinuxGamecast. We are going to be able to provide so much fuck-mothering entertainment from this busted-ass game. That's what I'm thinking.
It will be trined.
Yeah, I got to give it 3 just for that, because I'm just making some popcorn in preparation. So.
Oh man! So before Pedro, Ven, and I all tried trying together to make the footage for this review, Ben and I fucked around with it for a little bit, and it completely fucked up my single player game because it dropped me like midway or about a third of the way through the game, and then I can't progress any further because I have to go back and play through all the tutorials in single player mode and collect all the triangles. And oh my god, that's all this game is about, collecting triangles. You have to, I'm fine with fetch quests. They're a staple in video games. Go out, do the thing, bring this back to me. It's all good. It's great. But they actually have to advance the plot. You're actually trying to accomplish something in the context of the story. This is just collecting fucking fun bucks to buy levels in this game that I already purchased. Well, Ben already purchased, but whatever. This is the definition of one of these games that I have to choke down. I did not enjoy my time playing it. I mean, there are bits that are competently done. The 2D platforming bits are great until you realize that not everything is on the level with each other.
It was hilarious watching you fail. P-Man.
Oh yeah.
There was a point where we were literally just like collectively on a ledge. I was like, what's he going to do next?
Yeah.
No,
We're just waiting.
Honestly, yeah, trying to play this with the Steam controller is not fun. Trying to play this with the Steam controller while on a lot of drugs is not fun at all. Let me tell you, that was part of why I was sucking so bad. Then you go back and you're sober and you're like, oh, that's not too bad. I'm just an idiot. Yeah, this game just isn't fun. Trine 2 was like a really fun game. I really enjoy playing it. This not so much. I'm gonna give it 1 chair. It's garbage. Don't buy it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Jordan on that one. Some games shine in multiplayer. The only thing that shines in Trine 3's multiplayer are the bugs. At one point on Thursday, when all 3 of us were playing together, I had 3 reticles on screen. That's usually the cursor you see floating around, and if you're playing as a thief, Zoya, like I was, you kind of need that to aim at shit, to like hook things with a little grappling hook and tie stuff together. You need that. But for me, there were 3 fucking reticles on screen, and now figure out which one. Okay, that one's moving. That's probably the one. All right. Okay. The physics are constantly fucking up, be it in single player or multiplayer. At one point, again, during that Thursday thing, me and Ven were waiting on Jordan to make a jump. It was one of those trampoline jumps when you have to time the jumps properly, and with the physics fucking up, it's hell. But we were waiting on Jordan to do that, and the physics glitched out so bad that one of the platforms that are there to help you, supposedly, shut up and nailed itself onto the physics ceiling and just stayed there.
Show title.
Physics ceiling.
The physics ceiling, yeah. I don't want to play any more of this game until we actually need to, which is when we finish Trine 2 for the Trine Again series.
Years in the future. Oh my god.
Yeah, it won't be long now. But yeah, it's not horrible, but I don't really want to play it. So 2 chairs.
And that gets inexplicably 2 chairs for fun, and even more inexplicably 2 chairs for the final score. But that's the
Jordan,
low end.
you're just being
negative. What?
You're just being negative.
Okay,
I'm being such a negative Nancy.
Final thoughts on this business. Frozenbyte, they've always been good. I mean, they finally got around. We have no relation with Frozenbyte whatsoever.
None.
So, get that out of the way. I mean, we're not angry or happy or anything like that. Very neutral. When they did this, it was reported that this game, this what we would call the first part of a game, cost over $5 million. I mean, kudos on them for trying something a bit different, Sauce. They didn't quite pull it off, and they even released an apology video, which was like a very underhanded apology shit, and I'm still not forgiving girlfriend for wearing those yellow pants. That's a long-standing issue.
It's a fashion crime.
And they just came out. I mean, like, it's like, we'll never release DLC for this. And I was like, man, that's a good way to shoot yourself in your fucking foot when it's next to your chest.
Chest foot.
Chest foot, baby. And on top of that, I mean, they even released a new level. I don't know what the new level was. I guess it was a challenge area. I mean, you can skip almost, you can skip everything but the most 2 bullshit challenge areas and get all your trineangles, hashtag Jesus Christ, Hail Santa, and get all that business and finish the game. And when you finish the game, the game ends on cliffhanger, and Frozenbyte came back and were like, we always intended from Genesis that this was going to be part 1, but we never communicated that to anyone. Give us money? ?
That sounds like bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, like
at this point. No, go ahead, Jordan.
I was going to say, like Ven said, I mean, you can't fault them for trying something different.
Trying
something different. If you stick to your formula for too long, you begin to stagnate. and your games just start being uninspired drivel, hashtag Call of Duty, hashtag Madden, NFL, whatever.
Too spooky for you, edition.
Yeah, too spoopy 360 no scope. But I mean, you certainly tried something. That good on you, but you failed. You failed pretty hard. Honestly, like the removal of the advancement system, and then 3D aspect, what seems very much tacked on. And just the fact that the game amounts to one giant fetch quest doesn't really do you any favors when it comes to making a playable game that has the legacy of Trine 1 and Trine 2.
8 hours of gameplay with 4 hours of going back and collecting triangles.
Yeah, I know. It's brilliant. It makes you really feel like you spent your time in a productive way, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's artificially inflating playtime, and that doesn't sit well with anyone that's actually employed and looking to make the most out of their time, and they bought a game and they just want to finish it, and they don't want to deal with that kind of bullshit. I mean, not to reiterate anything that Ven or Jordan already said, the only thing that I can say in favor of this game is like, if you like Trine 1 and Trine 2 and you play through all of that and you want to see how the story progresses, I won't say that's how it ends, because it
Pedro,
very clearly isn't.
Isn't there a good place people can watch that progression?
Well, yes. You could donate to our Patreons
they can
and
just
get
go to YouTube
one
for
week
free.
earlier access
YouTube.
to Trine Again.
YouTube.com/Linux Gamecast. Just go to the Trine Again section.
Honestly,
Let's
take the
say-
money you would have spent on this game, spend it on us. It's better.
Yeah.
Better return.
Let's say you're not one of our Patreon backers and you've actually
bow
played
on
the
it.
first 2 games all the way through and you did everything. You just want to see how
that
it
shit up.
ends.
Come on, Summer.
But it doesn't end here.
Summer.
So if you're one of those people,
you know what? It does end here.